I'll never forget the first time I saw an eagle up close. His wings were spread, his talons were lifted above a branch, and white feathers capped his head, and black eyes peered at me from both sides of a golden beak. I'm not exaggerating when I say he was so close I could touch him with only a lean and a stretch of my right arm. You see, that eagle hasn't budged in years. When I first set him on the shelf, I admired him. I studied his intricacies. But then I got used to him. You see, man-made eagles, they're nice for a while, but they're no match for the real thing. They're tame, safe, small, less in every way. Take a look at the 23rd Psalm, and I think you'll find its author, David, is concerned that you and I don't make the same mistake with God. With his very first words in this psalm, David sets out to deliver us from the idea of a lesser deity. Why did David write the 23rd Psalm? To build our trust in God, to remind us of who He is. In the 23rd Psalm, David devotes 115 words to explaining the first two. The Lord. The Lord. The Lord is a shepherd. How would you have filled in that blank? Maybe you see God like a genie in a bottle, convenient, congenial, need a parking place, need a field goal made or missed. All you do is rub the bottle and poof, it's yours. And what's better, that God goes back in the bottle after He's done. Or maybe you see God like a sweet grandpa, so soft-hearted, so wise, so kind, but very, very, very old. And grandpas are great when they're awake, but they tend to doze off when you need them. Or maybe you see God like a busy dad. Leaves on Mondays, returns on Saturdays, lots of road trips and business meetings. Now, He'll show up on Sunday, so clean up and look spiritual. But on Monday, you can be yourself again. He'll never know. Now, if you've ever had or held these views of God, I bet you can relate to the burden that these thoughts create. Is that the kind of God we have? David's answer is a resounding no. No. He says, you want to know who God really is? Then read this. And he writes the name Yahweh. Yahweh is my shepherd. God told us His name, and He wants us to use it. When's the last time you called out to God by name? Have you whispered His name in the quiet of quarantine? Have you called His name as you prayed over your children? Have you shouted His name in victory in the midst of battle? If it's been a while, you can bet He still knows your name. And He wants to lead you. He wants to lead you to still pastures where you can find rest. He wants to restore your soul. He wants to heal your heartaches. He wants to lead you through the shadow of death. And He wants to lead you past your darkest problems. He wants to strengthen you as you fight your giants. Because David knew God as his shepherd in the grassy fields, he could walk in confidence with God, the living God, onto the battlefield. Now, instead of relying on yourself to get through this life, why not put your trust in God, the Good Shepherd? Whether walking through dark valleys or COVID canyons, He will guide you and bring you into pastures of peace. He's bigger than your fears. He's bigger than your tears. Sometimes we let the giant of fear block our image of God. I wonder, how many times have we put Him in a box? How many times have we stuffed Him into a small corner of our lives, only to find that the gods we create are insufficient to meet our daily needs? I invite you to take a moment, invite Him back in, as He is, all-powerful, all-loving, Yahweh, the Good Shepherd, bigger than any giant we face, the God who made and loves you, the God who leads you beside still waters and restores your soul, the God who fights with and fights for you.